Breakfast is proudly brought to you by the Jetstar 50. Get more out of your weekend with Jetstar's 50 must-do experiences. Find yours at jetstar.com/50.
First for you this morning, power in numbers, high-profile New Zealand women way into Strippergate.
Can the All Blacks triumph over the mighty Pumas? We are live to Hamilton, ahead of the big game.
How some good old-fashioned Kiwi ingenuity could be a game-changer for the dairy industry.
And we say goodbye to our Rawdy. After 5 years, today is his last day on the couch.
You let Sam cut that, didn't you?
What gave it away? And we are going to be seeing a lot more of that, the highs and some pretty amusing lows from Rawdon's 5 years on the show.
Yeah, good to see you all this morning. Nice to see you for a nice cold Friday morning. Right now it is 6 o'clock. Let's get to Melissa.
Good morning. Climate change is expected to dominate year's World Championships in Budapest, or Budapest, depending what you want. My friend always says Budapest. It used to drive us crazy. Anyway.
Would he have been taking an extensive break after the Olympics anyway?
Possibly, well, certainly after
he's got, what,
lying
like 12
about a robbery
or something.
So that's did you notice how the pause before the no comment got slightly longer each time? And when he said, "But seriously, Phelps got less."
Goading questions, though, wasn't it? It was a hardly impartial interview.
I think he's found, though, that the comments he does make, he's not very good at sticking to the facts, so maybe just better to make no comments.
I think you're right. Yeah, but then again, I mean, how many golds has Phelps? I mean, seriously, how many golds has that guy won?
20
something?
22, isn't
22.
it?
You sort of want to give him as little ban as possible, don't you, Sam? I'm sorry to say it. Lochte, 1. Hey, chuck him out.
Has he only got 1? I thought he had more than that.
Lochte,
he got 1 at
Olympic gold.
Embarrassed everybody. Michael Phelps embarrassed himself, don't you think? With the drink
brilliantly
moment?
said.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, good call. You can't ban him from swimming, though. You can ban him from competing in swimming, but you can't be like, no one's going to police him if he's down at the beach.
Not freaking cold outside.
Yeah. What, cold?
Freezing cold.
Yeah. Wash him out, Thank you very much indeed, Sam. Good to see you, mate. Now, it's being called cruel and dangerous. We want to talk about this wall, not Donald Trump's. This is the one in Europe. We're going to go live to London for reaction to the very controversial proposal to build the Great Wall of Calais to keep them out.
And we're down on the farm to check out one farmer's unique approach to producing top-quality milk.
I don't trust them anyways. You can't break the law with them. Get some good shit, have a calm night. Shooters killing.
I'm talking to you. See you standing over there with your body. Feeling like I wanna.
Yes, that's where I'm going. For the rest of my life. No, this is, of course, we're going to be talking about the 40... That would be nice. Just me and the missus.
You've got 3 children, though. What about them?
Oh, very wonderful. The most wonderful mother-in-law and father-in-law in the world.
Boarding school. Who
would love to look after them for a week. Now, the 47th Pacific Islands Forum begins today. Our Prime Minister is going to attend, arriving... Don't know. When I lived in London, I had this tiny little flat in West London, and in the flat next door, I mean, the garden, we had a garden, which was incredible, probably about this size, you know, size big enough for a barbecue and a table and a few people to have a drink. And the next door neighbours had one of those Great Danes. And the... Anyway, after...
OK, I'll do this bit because it's about you.
5 years, I'm leaving.
After 5 years of breakfast, it's Rawdon's last day on the couch. So we have put together, because there was so much material, some wonderful things to look back, celebrating all things Christie, from the dad gags to the off-key singing to, of course, some brilliant broadcasting. We thought we would start with a farewell message from our political panel, and that is, of course, the 2 Chris's.
Morning, Rawdon. Morning, Rawdon. We just wanted to say thank you for the last 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months. It's been a blast. We've covered a lot of topics in that time. Cycle races on the Tony foreshore. What else? Pies. Spice Girls.
Appendages.
Andrew Little's, not any of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess in a very short space of time, we want to say thank you for the banter in the mornings. I'm proof that there is life after TVNZ. Bish?
Your biting wit and cynicism will be missed by not only us, but I'm sure all Kiwis.
And we hope to see you at one of the many cricket grounds around the country over the summer.
That's right, except just make sure you steer clear of our fastest bowler. It's a little bit haywire at the moment.
All the best.
Cheers, all the best.
There you go, Rawdon, you heard it here first. Lads. You're heading into politics.
Two top lads. No, I'm going to go and watch cricket with the boys. And Farf, thank you very much for your little gift. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
The Bishop, yours has gone AWOL. Just saying.
Now news is next and then later. Could day one of competition see us scoop our first Paralympics medal? We're live to Rio to find out.
GQ presenting its annual awards. One star went off script with a shocking thank you speech. Find out who that was before 8.
It's the same way you showed me.
Good morning. Snow and ice has closed Lewis Pass in the South Island this morning. Desert Road in the Central North Island is also closed, but nothing happening in Auckland at the moment. Traffic's just starting to build back at Papakura. It will take you about 35 minutes to reach a city centre, and you'll have a pretty good run on the Northwestern from Lincoln. You're looking at about just 15 minutes from here.
The Caltex Traffic Report, helping you enjoy the journey.
Hello, 6:31. New Zealand Rugby is looking to hire a respect and responsibility manager after an open letter.
Make them grow better. Some people do. Apparently also happy cows make better milk. How a Canterbury farmer is producing milk a little differently.
And when enough's enough, high-profile New Zealand women saying it's time to hold our rugby players to a higher standard.
And fresh from Bledisloe victory, the All Blacks prepare to take on Argentina. We are live to Hamilton ahead of the big game.
Number 47 on the Jetstar 50. Grab the kids and go on a fun-packed Gold Coast getaway. Get more out of your weekend with Jetstar's 50 must-do experiences. Find yours at jetstar.com/50.
Good morning. Christchurch is looking pretty grey for you this morning. You are in for some fine spells at some point today, but a few showers through until this evening. A cold southwesterly wind. Your high today, just 9 degrees.
More than it was here this morning. Now, good news, I guess, on the dairy front that the markets, the milk powder prices
starting to recover.
Good morning. The wild weather in Wellington has damaged a left city-bound lane on the Parramatta Bridge. They've had to close that lane, and we are seeing some delays from Mana. And we've also got snow and ice has closed Lewis Pass and the Desert Road. If you're in Auckland, we've got no significant hold-ups at the moment. The busiest spot is at Papakura, and even then, it's actually looking pretty good and will only take you about 35 minutes to get into town.
The Caltex Traffic Report, helping you enjoy the journey.
First for you this morning, when enough is enough, high-profile New Zealand women step up to stop our rugby-driven lad culture.
Let the medal rush begin. Yeah, day one of competition at the Paralympics. That could mean a podium finish for New Zealand. We're in Rio for the latest.
I kept the Bledisloe Cup, but can the All Blacks show the same dominance over the Pumas? We're live to Hamilton.
And the stars descend on Toronto. The annual film festival kicking off. We're going to go there live. Oh, dear. Forgot about that.
Today, we're taking a very special trip down memory lane. Remember when he started on Shortland Street? And of course, we're giving it away here, a very special former host who started her journey on breakfast with Rawdon.
Oh, right.
Is she? Memories.
That time she got out of bed for once.
Oh. It's great to have you with us for breakfast.
Very funny.
And we're going to celebrate you today.
Seriously, I need a career. So shorty writers, I was very, very, very good in that.
We'll leave our viewers to be the judge of that when we replay that one, I think.
Dr. Warner's long-lost, better-looking brother. It is 7 o'clock. Here's Melissa.
Good morning. There's been a wave of condemnation over...
Number 33 on the Jetstar 50. Experience the magic of hot air ballooning above the Canterbury Plains. Get more out of your weekend with Jetstar's 50 must-do experiences. Find yours at jetstar.com/50.
Good morning in Wellington. The wild weather has damaged a city-bound lane, the left city-bound lane on the Parramatta Bridge, and we are seeing some congestion build through Mana, so you might want to allow a bit of extra time travelling through there this morning. And snow and ice has closed both the Desert Road and Lewis Pass. Chains are needed for Arthur's and Porter's passes.
The Caltex Traffic Report, helping you enjoy the journey.
7:33. Prominent New Zealanders have written an open letter to the NZRU. Now says on the auto cue, Melissa ad lib.
Timing's a little off.
The stories I could tell.
All right, let rip, Melissa.
But what I will say is that a little unknown fact about Rawdon is that when he first arrived at TVNZ, he was actually employed as the Rotorua reporter. I think it's pretty fair to say the bosses took one look at you and thought we couldn't inflict you on the people of Rotorua. So in Auckland you stayed, and he stayed for 13 years this month. I've been here since the start, clearly a child prodigy reporter at 12 or 13. But this is a look back, Rawdon Christie. It's your work life before breakfast.
Wildlife smuggling has become a multi-international industry. Obviously, the big award tonight is the best song. This is as far as we can come to the mine.
And this iceberg certainly isn't going to be here much longer itself.
Well, when he first arrived, we all just thought, oh, with the floppy hair and the accent, and of course he'd worked at the BBC.
My great-great-great-grandfather ate his great-great-grandfather.
I think we just all thought, who is this guy?
So we have no reason to be friends, no reason.
Then we realised it was actually okay.
We'll really, really miss you.
Imagine this is the North Island.
What have you got to say for yourself, mate?
I'm thinking about my strip. Oh, God, New Plymouth's gone. And now one of the most significant finds in New Zealand science history are these 11 Hochstetter... 10 Hochstetter frogs. 3 areas. 2 down here at Taranaki and a off. We redo the map out of the water. Have you ever seen the range of knickers and panties and bloomers you can buy nowadays? Oh, this wave's even bigger. But I don't know what sort of size her bits are. Ow. She's not dead. Enough. Oh, who invented this tie?
This is One News with Rawdon Christie.
What is Telecom's core business? Here in Dragon's Den this week in politics. Welcome back. I'm Rawdon Christie. And that is One News at 4:30. The Dragons in the Den.
My best Rawdon memory is September 4, the day everything changed for Cantabrians. Rawdon and I worked together doing 8 hours of rolling coverage and updates. That's a really, really long time in television world.
Look at the main points as we continue our coverage of this serious quake which hit Christchurch.
He was extraordinary, and it's really rare to find a partnership like that. He was amazing.
I read the news today,
In breaking news this morning, a deeply felt tragedy for many in the community. Stay with us. A national state of emergency. They're being evacuated as we speak. In news just in, the seriousness of the allegations. The news is probably just sinking in to the nation.
Rawdon, gonna miss you, mate. You know, the kind of guy who always had my back on trips. You know, for example, when we were in London, he said, hey, look, try this lovely jam. So I put it on my toast, turned out with the brown sauce. It's the kind of guy you are. Gonna miss that.
This is a typical cell here at Mount Eden Prison, about 10 foot by 8 foot.
Well, you are so brave.
But if you think this song's too long, what under the Christmas tree makes them twinkle and instead lounge in an exclusive theatre? Or if you don't even like the song, cool and clear out there.
It has been Rawdon.
Rawdon. I can't hear Mark. Can you hear me, Rawdon? Hi, Mark, sorry, I can't actually hear you. You should never have let me begin. Should never let me begin.
Hey, mate.
Wow,
jeez. What a career you have had. 13 years.
Wow. You've done some serious digging.
That was a great track. Yeah, I've got one later on for you. It's just you falling over mostly. It's not as good as that.
A little bit of both. Bit of serious news, bit of falling over all the time. And someone did email in to say that Rawdon always did gaffs bigger and better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a look at those a little later.
I honestly thought, no, I've done no bloopers. My confidence was that I've not made any mistakes which have been made by others around me. So wrong was I.
Awesome, mate.
You've done that was some serious digging. Well done.
That's all right.
Thank you. I'm not going to say anything there yet.
Yeah, let's not. There's much more to come, as Sam alluded to. But Showbiz is next. And Britney Spears has released a new video that will apparently make our jaws drop, Alicia.
Yeah, that's right, Rawdy. I know you're a huge fan of Britney Spears and you won't believe what she has in store. This is the best thing Britney's ever done. I'll show you everything after the break. Last couple of years, I'm really going to miss not having your voice in my ear. It's been so great, so good luck for the future.
Hey, that's very, very kind. Don't worry, because I'm coming to stay. Alicia, you've been a pro. Been great fun. See you around.
That was amazing, Alicia. The perfect way to farewell Rawdon. And it is all about our Rawdon this morning. The car park prank that left him out in the cold, remember that? Jace and PJ are here with another surprise to send Rawdy on his way. And guess which of our former hosts is popping in to say a fond farewell?
When you heard the news, yes, I better get my son the shoes. What's the use? We all saw what they done to you.
Good morning. There's been a crash city-bound on the northwestern at Great North Road. Huge delays. Now, this is how it's looking back at Te Aratu, and that queue of cars goes all the way back past Lincoln, where it will take about 35 minutes just to get into town. And just quickly, I want to say, Rawdy, you're truly amazing. You're full of great laughs and terrible jokes, and we're really, really going to miss you.
The Caltex Traffic Report, helping you enjoy the journey.
Please open the gate so we can get to work.
I'll just get someone to come down. Please not lean on the boot, sir. That is NZ. It's TVNZ property.
Remember this?
Sense of humour failure.
Crying in
Look at Melissa.
Our ZX panel is with us on the couch.
Do you know what I was saying there? What is it, World Cup was on or something, wasn't it? Oh. Significance of 16?
The year.
Farewell isn't a farewell without a look back at some of the best, should we call them the best moments?
That was good and shorty, though.
And a very special former host comes in to share her memories of Rawdon. As you may have worked out, a lot of this last hour is going to be dedicated to this guy because he's been an institution on the couch for 5 years, from Saturday breakfast to weekday breakfast, and of course, as we saw from Melissa, had a long history in the newsroom before that as well, so plenty to celebrate. We'll be getting to all of that after the news.
Prominent New Zealanders have written an open letter to the NZRU calling for the
Found the one you've been looking for. I wish I would have known that was me.
Look at that one arm. That's get down.
Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah, I see that.
And you know, he can also...
That.
Wait, is he going to do it?
I want a downward dog, please.
I could do that yoga.
Or a Saptabhadra.
What's that?
Sun salutation.
That's ridiculous.
Guys, everyone knows we're live, right?
He can touch his toes.
We're live, the red light.
I just need to mention that we were going to be giving Robo Rawdy away next week.
Look at the team.
There you are.
Oh, so obviously
We're expecting letters.
Really hide, sorry. Breakfast is about so much more than the people you see on the screen. You know, we have a big team. Well, we have a small team, but more than you see.
Hey,
You don't do that, mate. You got about 4 of them in your team.
What? More printer paper. How I think how much you're going to write letters to your... And you've got maybe a beautiful card. Can I just very quickly... oh, sorry, are you talking?
No,
I haven't had a word in edgeways in 5 years.
Just quickly before I let you have the final word, we have been inundated with farewell messages from Rawdy, and you're going to love reading through them because there's some beautiful messages there.
It actually means a lot.
Yeah, but one of them stood out because we know little Ella very well because we popped a picture of her watching breakfast up on the telly last year, and it started this craze of babies watching breakfast. And here she is this morning, still watching, a little bit more grown up.
Wow.
And she wants to say see you to Rawdon. Isn't that
so
sweet?
Cute.
Oh,
so
bless her.
sweet. Oh, the piece of paper says, I miss you, Rawdon.
Oh.
Good. And is that the picture of her watching from all those years ago?
And I also want to say, I think I've sat next to you when I was the business reporter, and I sat next to you when I was the newsreader, and then I got to fill in, and then I spent the last year next to you, and it has been a pleasure. You feel a bit like a husband. Sometimes I want to wring your neck, and other days I could just kiss you because you've been so supportive. So
It's a marriage. It's a marriage. If you didn't get it with Tony and the ruddy backseat driving clip just now, it is a marriage, and I've been blessed to have had 4 wives.
And a slightly special son. Not you, Ollie.
Yeah, and I had a good chat. with Ali a couple of days ago, and I know that Ali will be watching with baby Thea in Christchurch. So good to see you. It is a marriage, but you're not. I needed to organise something for you because I'm not going to be. We're not going to be here. Fun enough, if you didn't know we're leaving, for your wedding next year.
That's for you.
Oh, it's for me.
So much thought.
I've got some good mates who are at my wedding, which I want you to enjoy. A lot of... Oh, my God, they've gone overboard. I'll have that.
He doesn't even know what's in there.
I'll have that. No, they've collected together some awesome bits and pieces because they put their feelers out to their various clients and said, oh, here you go, and said, oh, we want to give something to Nadine to wish you well for your wedding next year, OK?
That's very lovely.
Oh, you're writing something into the auto cue. Be careful where you put the thing.
I have put this little thing in the auto cue because I said it a couple of weeks ago for the paper, and I'm going to say it again now. This has quite simply been the best job in TV. Working with the most hard-working. This team, as Tony will know just too well, are the most dedicated, hard-working team in the newsroom. And I know all the other teams in the newsroom will not argue with that. I know, because I've worked for most of TVNZ's news and current affairs programmes at one time or another. Since I started on Breakfast, we've put 3,000 hours of live TV to air. We've covered every conceivable issue, from terror attacks, natural disasters, national elections, World Cup wins. And beyond the breakfast show before that, I've been privileged to interview some of New Zealand's and the world's greatest, to bring to New Zealand the news of Sir Edmund Hillary's death, to anchor TVNZ's rolling coverage of both of those major earthquakes in Christchurch. I've broadcast from around the world. I've met rock stars, sporting icons. I've covered World Cups. I've even had tea with Dame Julie Andrews, one of our little highlights. Will I miss it? Of course I will. And the reason why is because I love telling stories. Good, bad, funny, sad, life-changing, life-defining, heart-warming, heart-wrenching, whatever they are. And we, the storytellers, will come and go, but the stories always last forever. And they're really what matters about what we do for a living, or what I've been doing for a living. I just want to... Amanda hugging his. I do need to make a couple more special thank yous, particularly. I've thanked my oldest friend in the building, Melissa. I've thanked... the wife who kicked it all off and then left me. I've obviously thanked my most recent model. And I've thanked the team as a whole. I need to thank Claire, because I know she won't be in here because she's too humble to show herself. She's the skipper of this ship, and the reason why is because she's done an amazing job this last few months on the ship. But more so than that, it is about those 2 days in September and then again in the February of those Christchurch earthquakes when she and I had the huge opportunity and privilege. She was in there and I was in here for all those hours of that rolling coverage, which for me was the broadcasting highlight, tragic as it may have been. To Sam.
Buddy.
We've done 1,000 shows together.
Have we?
1,000 shows together, more than 1,000. But it's the times away from TVNZ that I'll remember most. The ones which will never be broadcast or be allowed to be broadcast.
If you survive a week, it hasn't made the papers.
Yeah. We have so often said to each other, 5 days, mate. Hold your breath. We'll get through it. If it hasn't made the papers in 5 days, we'll roll on. To the viewers, to you lot, because, quite frankly, you're the reason why we're here. I want to thank you for watching. And finally, very finally, 4 very special people who I never say thanks to. They never see me in the mornings, they see too much of me in the afternoons, and they have to put up with my jokes every day, and will have to continue to do so. My dear children, Oliver, Georgie and Charlie, and of course to my darling wife, Jo. We're going for some new adventures, whatever they may be. Thank you for watching.
I'll see you next week, and we'll say some more goodbyes. Have a great weekend.
Thank you both, Cleco.
Amazing guy.